Hey guys, welcome back. So today, me and Rebecca are going to take a little bit of a road trip today. We're going to go visit Mark and Sherry at Kannmacher Farms. So Sherry and Rebecca are both nurses and they've worked together before, so they know each other. And at Kannmacher Farms, they do a lot of different types of farming. You know, they do regular row crop farming with, you know, like soybeans and corn. They have a big turkey barn where they raise turkeys more on a commercial scale, and then they also raise cattle. And we're going to go there to, you know, kind of look at how they raise cattle, to ask them questions about raising some cows, because we want to get a couple feeder cows to put out here in our pasture, and we want to raise them, and we've never done that before. So we're going to go there and we're going to ask them kind of some of the questions that we want to know about raising cows, and maybe buying feeder calves, and what kind of stuff, equipment and stuff that we need for us to be able to raise some cows here on the property. So I think Kannmacher Farms, I think they're going to be fairly typical, maybe, you know, farm that you would find here in the Midwest. They do grow their own, you know, grain and corn and stuff like that. So I'm going to make an assumption, you know, that there's probably a good possibility that they do some grain feeding to their cows. They probably have pasture and everything as well. I'm going to assume that their setup is going to be fairly typical to how most people raise cattle here in the Midwest. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's go ahead and go. So Rebecca messaged Sherry, and we should be looking at everything outside. So we're going to do our best to social distance and, you know, try to stay at least 6 feet apart from each other, and be able to still ask our questions and check out everything they have there on the farm. So we're going to meet them at their house, and their cows are in a pasture that's a little ways down the road. So we're going to meet up with them at their house, and then we'll drive down to their cattle pasture and check out their cows. All right, we met up with Mark and Sherry at Kannmacher Farms, and we're here where they keep their heifers. And you got them, looks like you got them in a lot right now, because you don't want them tearing up your pastures, I take it.
And they're a couple of them are purebred Herefords, and they're about 2 years old. They should have calves this spring, and Lila would be able to tell you a little bit closer on that. But,
how many heifers you guys got?
Lila would be able to tell you better on that. I believe I think there's 9.
Yeah. So their daughter Lila is really into the cows, right?
Yes. Yeah. She handles almost all of the day-to-day labor on the cattle, and then I help her we set out the bales and do the hard work. Sherry helps when we load and when we band and stuff like that.
So you guys have a bull?
No, we rent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so this is interesting. These were the bull we rented was a black Hereford, and it was a registered black Hereford. Prior to that, everything is Angus. So I talked with a fellow that has Angus, and we rent from him. For us, we don't have maybe enough that we could afford to own the
right
bull.
With only having 9. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So,
I mean, that makes sense.
We got 9 here, but then we got how many we got over there at the other?
Cows?
There's
14.
14 over there. So we could probably have a bull, and probably someday we'll work our way up to that. So, but when you have smaller numbers, that's for sure the way to go if you can work it out.
Rent one from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
We went to this. That way, individually, they can get their food. In theory, that's the theory, right? The other great thing about this is she can come do it and she's safe. where we were doing it when I was younger, well, when we first got married, I'd say, Sherry, you go feed the cows. Well, being inside there is not the greatest thing. I mean, you know, these are pretty tame, and Lila you get out there, some of them don't you?
Yeah.
This is safe.
Yeah, so you're doing a fence line feeder
yeah.
setup.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
When you go to sell them and they're bunk broke, they call that bunk broke. Okay, then you can get an additional income from that. You can premium.
Okay.
From that.
From the people who are buying
The
steers.
buying yours.
Yeah.
So.
That's because you're doing a cow-calf operation,
Yes.
right?
That's yeah.
As in for us, we were looking at getting feeders, and we would be raising them out just to butcher and then sell.
No, that's,
just for us to put in the freezer and to sell
Yeah.
the extra to somebody else.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And right now, that's a good business to be in. So that was DDG's. Comes from Palestine.
What is?
The feed.
So you're buying your feed.
Yeah.
From Palestine?
From Palestine. Now, like when I did the number, now this is just for me. And of course,
They got a lot of soybean meal in it?
No, that's just solely from the ethanol plant.
Oh, this is like...
I'm sorry.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. So this is like a waste product from an ethanol plant.
Yeah.
And so they're taking corn, fermenting it into ethanol, and then you're taking what's left over, feeding it to the cows.
It's like 27% protein. So technically they're getting, and this is one of the other, they're getting plenty from that. And all we really want is that they'll come up to us. That's why
you're trying to make them friendly.
Yeah, we want them to. If there's 23 acres here, and so if they're on the other side, we want them to come, and that'll cause it. They can also get a little heavy on it, right, Lila?
Yeah. Problem. They're on 23 to 24 acres, and that's supposed to be for cow and calf. So it'll feed a baby and the mom. So they don't have a baby on them. They're heifers. So they also were getting fed, you know, every day to every other day, 2 buckets, which is a lot. So they got a little heavy.
So we also load out of here. That's important, like when you get started.
Yeah, I think that'd be something we have to figure out is how we would end up loading them out. We have a livestock trailer,
Okay.
but we just have to figure out how we would set it up to get them to go in it.
Because we have 2 different setups. We have a setup at my grandparents, and then we have this one. Whereas this one, I don't like this one as much because it can get a little crazy. But what you'll do is then you'll close this gate right here, and we take out this bunk, and we back up the trailer straight to this, and then we unlatch this red gate right here, and then we swing it open, and you kind of just flow in there. You don't pressure them or anything, and they just walk right in. But then at our grandparents, we have like an alleyway, and then we go into a sweep tub. Do you know what a sweep tub looks like?
Yep.
And then it goes into another alleyway, which runs down, and then they can go into the trailer. I like that one better because it's just mainly walking behind them, and it's so easy. Whereas this, you need 2 people at least.
You know, I like to treat all my animals like pets, even the ones we slaughter. So,
Yeah, so you would prefer to have a bottle calf.
I would like a bottle calf. I think that would be nice.
It's kind of, I mean, it's fun.
The first one that we bottle fed with Mark was Scooter. The girls and I got to bottle feed it, and it would always come up to us when we would go out to feed, and that's how you could tell that it was Scooter, because it would come up where the other cows were kind of just like, what are you doing, you know? And then Lila was talking about all the stuff that she does.
Yeah, I've had bottle calves twice now, and they've gone over really well, and I sold my first set at the sale barn, and then this next set, I'm going to sell them at the sale barn again. But what I was saying is, like, they're so docile because I was always around them. Like, when I bottle feed them, in the beginning you have to hand bottle feed them because they're just so, like, they don't understand it quite yet, and they're still babies, and you have to teach them because their mom's not teaching them. But they're 800, 900 pounds out in the feedlot right now, and I can go out there and love on them, and they'll just rub all over me, and they're just so, you know, docile and nice. It's nice.
Okay, so health and maintenance of the cows. What do you have to watch for? I mean, is there certain health issues that come up with them?
Yeah, in the summer sometimes we get like lice with the calves and just like ticks and lice. So we'll run them through every so often and put like a pour-on them, and that gets rid of the lice and the ticks and the flies. The flies is a big problem during the summer.
Especially for whiteface.
Yeah, especially for white-faced calves because they can get pink eye really bad. And then they can have sores and it's just a mess. So you want to really, really watch for that. You can either do a pour on, you can spray on, and there is a thing called like a rub. What would you say that looks like?
Oh, where they rub their back on it?
Yeah, like
It's a rope.
it's like a
like a sponge kind of, or rags in a rope and it hangs down. And so you put the fly insecticide, I guess, on it, and they rub on it when they go through. Then we worm.
and then you worm them so that gets the worms out of their side.
So when you worm them, is that something they ingest, or is that a shot, or
There's
what is it?
multiple ways you can do it. You can put it in their water. They can be pellets. There can be pellets in their feed, or you can do it by a shot.
And what do you think? Like,
We've done the pellets in the past, and I've thought about the water one, but then I'm worried. The only thing I worry about with the pellets in the water is that one can drink a lot more water or get a lot more feed, and then the other one can't get as much, so then she's not getting her full dosage of it. So I would like to kind of go to the shot method if possible.
Or the pour on.
Or the
'cause we
pour
do-
on of
we've done that.
it, yeah.
And we do that through a chute. We just
yeah,
pour
you
it
run
on
them
the back.
so you have a chute somewhere,
Yeah.
Yep.
but that's not on this area.
Not on this property.
It's at another location.
Yeah.
So what kind of equipment do you think we should have to start? Like, we're thinking about getting 2 feeder calves.
Okay.
We have our pasture. That's all we have.
And you've got hay, correct? Your
Yes,
square
we have
bales?
it's an alfalfa grass mix hay. Yes,
Good feed. So some way to feed the bales individually, you're going to save gobs, right? So we feed round bales, so we have to have the bale rings. But as you see, there's waste with that. Whereas you guys with the squares, you can set it up, you're not going to waste much. So that's cool.
just more labor.
Yeah.
It's more labor.
It's more labor.
We bailed a lot of squares way back when. So yeah, it's more labor, but you're saving money. Probably, depending on what you want to do with water, this one has an automatic water. We grew up with, and over there we still got water troughs, water tank. I'd like to say the metal ones last, but I go through them pretty rapidly. But the plastic ones, sometimes when they freeze and thaw, or freezing, and you got some rough cows, they can eat it with that.
So right here's one of your automatic waters. You said this one was heated.
Yeah, it's heated. It's got electricity to this particular one, which we just changed out the same brand name, but it was all metal. So this is pretty neat. So then it's through here so that you can water 2 different groups. So that can be up. And so again, if we did the fence line weaning here, then we can shut the gate, put the cows out, leave the calves in, and we've got water for both.
So I thought I saw that you had some protein tubs in the
Yeah, in the back of the Ranger.
Yeah, is that I take it that is, I see that all the time. That's probably a must to have protein tubs.
What we're trying to do is that'll supplement, so it offsets. If we're lacking something, that takes care of it.
Yeah, if you're lacking something in the grass, then they get what they need out of the protein tub.
So like when we're baling the hay, sometimes we don't have the best quality of hay. That'll tell you, it'll be a telltale sign that what you're putting out is maybe not enough. And so that's kind of a good measure during the winter time, whether you're getting out what you need.
Yeah, so you guys do have shoot some videos and put some stuff up on YouTube, and you do Facebook or other things? Or?
Facebook, we have a Kannmacher Farm Facebook page, and that's our YouTube channel also.
YouTube channel, yeah. Just getting into it, but show our small farm and our family and how we work on it. Is a little different maybe. We have commercial turkeys as well as row crop, corn and beans, hay, that type of thing. So
you do, yeah. So you guys are doing hay and cows, row crops, and you got, is it a total of 3 turkey barns?
3 turkey barns. So got 27,000 turkeys, And now, and for me, I'm the first generation to be a full-time on the farm farmer.
How many generations has your family farmed?
What, 5? Something like that. 5 generations of always having an all-farm job. So that's this is a big endeavor for us, anyways.
Yeah, I mean that's a high percentage, isn't it, of farmers? Like, what was it, 8? I mean, isn't it like 80 or something percent? It's a pretty high percentage of farmers. Most of them have to have an off-farm
Off-farm
job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in some capacity.
Yeah, whether it's just seasonal or
Yeah.
or yeah.
So.
I think one thing too about raising your own cattle is there's a satisfaction in providing your own food. You know.
Yeah, I think that's what we want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a satisfaction in that. And my husband's grandmother used to always tell us that they lived on a farm, and she never really, the depression wasn't that big of a deal to her. You know, she knew it was going on, but she never was hungry. They always had good food. They had chickens and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, had gardens and,
exactly.
and animals.
And I was floored at that when she would say that, you know, because I'd always heard all the stories and that kind of stuff, you know. And then when the pandemic hit and it became difficult to get your meat, that's what really hit Mark and I, and we're like, oh, that was what Grandma was talking about. And so we did end up actually selling some of our cows because we couldn't get the price that we needed to. We sold them outright, and so why not provide some meat for families and things like that. But I do think that brings a satisfaction to you to be able to do that for yourselves. You know?
Yeah.
So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, we like self-sufficiency. That's kind of been one of our big goals, being out there. Yeah, it's nice being able to have all our own meat and grow our own vegetables.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job with that. You're going to have to show me some of that on the vegetables. I'm not real good at that.
Just like the hay, getting a crop of hay off is a big deal. It's not easy, is it?
No, and I know I'm not doing very much hay. It was like, I know it's probably a joke to a lot of people only doing that's small acres, but to me it was a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
I don't
as
have to go buy them from somebody else.
Right.
So I'm providing it for myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
And being able that you got it up dry and you got good quality hay is a huge deal, because it is not a piece of cake.
Well, he had never even driven a tractor. Like,
Yeah.
we bought the property and it came with a tractor. And our first time there, we get there and he gets on this tractor, gets it started, couldn't figure out how to turn the tractor off.
Yeah, so it's an old diesel.
Sure. Kill switch,
and
right?
and it was a mechanical lever or some kind of lever that must turn off the injectors or something. And I didn't know how to turn it off. I actually turned it off by turning off the valve to the fuel, which I probably could have really screwed it up, and it died. But yeah, I'd never drove a tractor before moving out there. So we just got back from Kannmacher Farms, and Mark and Sherry, the whole family, they're a real nice family. Nice time there. And
We learned a lot.
yeah, definitely learned quite a bit. I really like that fence line feeder that they were feeding their cows out of. I'd like to adapt something in that idea, you know, something like that to feed our square bales of hay to the cows. Something we can get out there every day, feed them hay and interact with them, get them used to us. So I'd like to kind of take that fence line feeder idea and change that into a way to feed hay. I'm gonna have to come up with something.
Yeah. Yeah, and their daughter, Lila, she had a lot of knowledge and a lot of passion about the cows, and she does a lot of the maintaining of the cows, taking care of them every day. And so she was kind of giving me some tips on how she gets the cows used to her being there every day and kind of get them to be a little more friendly. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, their daughter definitely loves the cows. She's very passionate about it. You could tell that she enjoys working with the cows. But the whole family's super nice. And Rebecca liked their water trough that they had. They had one of those ones that it's like an automatic waterer that not supposed to freeze up. I don't know if we'd be able to do anything like that exactly, but they had concrete around theirs.
Yeah, so it doesn't get all muddy. And
yeah, since it's a high traffic area, it'd turn all to mud. We might have to do something like that. We'll put in a water trough and do some kind of gravel around it and stuff for the high traffic area. So Mark and Sherry, they have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page. I think both of them are called Kannmacher Farms. And They've made a few videos on YouTube. I think that's something that they're interested in, is that they think they want to try to make more videos, get more content out there. We'll leave links to their Facebook page and their YouTube channel down below. But definitely real nice family.
Hardworking.
Hardworking,
Yeah.
It was a very pleasant time for us there. We had a good
Yeah.
time there today.
Yeah, we appreciate them putting up with us and our questions and teaching us about cows today. So
Yes. Thank you for letting us come out to your place and ask you guys some questions. So definitely after going down there and seeing the cows today, I think Rebecca's first thought was how big the cows were.
yeah, they were really big. It's definitely intimidating. They're still super cute, but yeah, they're very big.
Yeah, they were huge. But I think if we ended up getting a couple feeder calves, they would, I mean, you're going to buy them and they're going to be smaller and you're going to grow them out. So we would kind of get used to them as they got bigger.
Yeah.
And hopefully as we raised them, they would be friendly and easy to work with, but I guess you never know. But yeah, this has opened up, I think, a few ideas for some things that we need to do around here before we get a couple feeder calves, but we're definitely looking. I think we're going to really start looking pretty hard, and if we can find any, we'll be picking some up here soon.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon we'll have a video, hopefully getting some calves here pretty soon. But anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. I think it was a nice change for us to be able to leave the property
and learn something ourselves.
Yeah, go learn something ourselves, go see somebody else's farm and see what they do. And you know, there's probably there was a bunch of conversation off camera, so I mean, we did learn quite a bit of stuff there today, more than what's probably going to be in this video. But I think that's it for today, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.